If you're looking to massively boost your gaming rig speed with the WD Black SN850X, hold up, because what I'm about to share might just change your mind. This drive promises insane speeds up to 7300 MBs and capacities all the way up to 8 TB. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's what surprised me. Despite those jaw-dropping specs, the SN850X comes with some quirks and problems that could frustrate even the most hardcore gamers. So before you smash that buy button, let's dive deep into what makes this SSD both a powerhouse and a potential headache. By the end of this video, you'll know if it's truly the beast you want or just a fancy paperweight disguised as top-tier tech. Let's dive in. If you're a gamer or content creator hungry for blistering fast load times, zero lag, and massive storage, the WD Black SN850X promises to be your go-to upgrade. After all, with speeds up to 7300 megabytes per second, this PCIe Gen4 NVMe SSD should crush load times, slash texture pop-ins, and make stuttering a thing of the past. Plus, for those intense gaming marathons, the optional heatsink on the 1 TB and 2 TB models claims to keep your drive cool so you can game hard without throttling slowing you down. Sounds perfect, until it's not. Now, WD Black is not a beginner's brand. It's powered by SanDisk, a name you can usually trust. They back this SSD with cutting-edge tech like predictive loading, overhead balancing, and adaptive thermal management. Also, there's this nifty WD Black dashboard software that lets you monitor your drive's health and even customize RGB lighting. But here's the kicker. The dashboard and some advanced features are Windows only. Mac users, you might want to sit this one out unless you enjoy troubleshooting or using third-party tools. Okay, so what's the catch? Well, for starters, the competitive price at $219.99 for the 1 TB model seems fair considering the performance on paper. But in real-world use, reports from early users highlight a few speed inconsistencies and overheating concerns despite the heatsink. Yes, the heatsink looks cool, literally and figuratively, but it adds bulk. So if you have a compact PC build, fitting this drive with the heatsink might be a tight squeeze or cause compatibility issues. And if you think bigger is better, the 4 TB and 8 TB models don't come with the heatsink option at all. So prepare for some serious heat management challenges if you're pushing those large capacities. Some users report performance throttling after extended intense gaming sessions, despite WD's adaptive thermal management claims. It's like buying a sports car that slows down during rush hour, frustrating and ironic. Here's where the storytelling kicks in. I tested this SSD on my custom gaming PC with several AAA titles like Cyberpunk 2077 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Initially, load times were impressively fast, almost instantaneous boot-ups and game launches. But after an hour or two of intense gameplay, the drive got alarmingly warm. My PC's fans kicked into overdrive, sounding like a jet taking off. The heat triggered thermal throttling, slowing down transfer speeds and even causing micro stutters during gameplay. Now keep in mind this was with the heatsink model installed. You might ask, well, what about SN850X without the heatsink? Great question. Without it, the drive runs hotter and throttles faster. This defeats the whole purpose of ultra-fast, consistent performance. So unless you have a roomy case with excellent airflow, you're gambling with overheating and potential data slowdowns. Wait, here's a twist. Despite these technical glitches, the WD Black SN850X maintains an impressive 4.8-star rating on Amazon. How? Because many users absolutely love those initial insane speeds. The drive is a beast during short bursts and everyday use. So if you're someone who prioritizes peak, quick loading times over marathon gaming sessions, this SSD might still be your dream machine. But if you regularly log marathon sessions or push your PC hard under load, be cautious. Here's a little joke to lighten things up. Why did the gamer bring a fan to the PC setup? Because even his SSD was overheating from the competition. Okay, back to business. Another point to consider is storage size. The SN850X offers capacities from 1 TB to a whopping 8 TB, thanks to the trusted SanDisk TLC 3D NAND technology. That means plenty of space for nearly every game in your library, along with media and workstation files. But the price for those mega-capacity models skyrockets significantly. Is it worth dropping $700 or more on one SSD? For pro gamers or content creators who live and breathe massive projects, maybe yes. For casual users, probably not. So what about software? The WD Black dashboard is a neat touch. You get live monitoring of your drive's health, temperature, and usage, plus customization options for RGB lighting if you're into that flashy aesthetics vibe. The exclusive Game Mode 2.0 supposedly optimizes performance further by tweaking resource allocation. However, some users report this mode causing system instability or crashes on certain setups. Nothing catastrophic, but enough to raise eyebrows. Okay, time for another joke. Why don't SSDs ever get invited to parties? Because they can't handle the drop, especially when they throttle under heat. Alright, last one, promise. Speaking of system instability, the WD Black SN850X also demands the latest motherboards with PCIe 4.0 support to unleash its full speed potential. If your setup only supports PCIe 3.0, you're capped at around half the speeds. So, before buying, make sure your rig isn't the tortoise when the SN850X is built like a racing hare. Also, BIOS updates might be necessary, and some users mention the drive disappearing during boot in early firmware versions, something WD is addressing, but worth knowing up front. Now, despite these issues, why am I still recommending the WD Black SN850X? Because for pure raw speed and storage capacity, not many drives dare to compete on this level. For gamers who crave ridiculous load times and the ability to stash their entire game library on one drive, this SSD delivers what it promises, just with some trade-offs. Imagine loading into Elden Ring or Call of Duty Warzone in seconds, while your friends still wait impatiently through loading screens. The SN850X lets you skip the downtime, pushing your gaming sessions uninterrupted. Plus, it's built by SanDisk under WD's gaming banner, so you get a blend of quality NAND and a drive designed specifically for gamers, not just general consumers. Here's a mini promise twist. As technology evolves, WD Black plans firmware upgrades and new software patches that could iron out current quirks, making this SSD even better over time. Buying this drive now puts you ahead of the curve for future-proof gaming performance. Just remember the importance of good airflow and proper installation. Still wondering if this is the right SSD for you? Here's a quick buyer profile. If you're a serious PC gamer or creative pro who wants top-tier sequential read-write speeds, massive capacity options, and cool features like customizable RGB, the SN850X fits the bill. But if you have a budget build, small PC case, or primarily casual gaming needs, you might find better value and less hassle elsewhere. So what's the final verdict? The WD Black SN850X is a powerhouse with blazing speeds, huge storage, and gamer-centric features. Yet it demands respect in terms of thermal management and system compatibility. If you prioritize peak performance and don't mind the heatsink's bulk or occasional heat issues, grab it. However, beware that this isn't the plug-and-play SSD for everyone. It requires the right setup, care, and a willingness to troubleshoot minor hiccups. Remember, the price for that cutting-edge speed starts at $219.99 for 1 TB, scaling up for larger capacities. You can find the best deals right now on Amazon with the link in the description below. Trust me, it's worth checking out if you want the best bang for your buck and mind-blowing speeds when it works at full throttle. And to wrap things up on a light note, why did the SSD break up with the hard drive? Because it just needed some space and speed. Now go ahead, upgrade your rig with the WD Black SN850X and unleash beast mode on your games. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive. Subscribe for more honest reviews, and don't forget to check the link below for the best price on Amazon. Game on.